Hi FlossTube! Happy 2024! I'm Barb and this is Lost in Floss. This channel is primarily about cross stitch, but sometimes I have some wool applique or some sewing quilting things thrown in as well. Many times I have things that I've saved from the trash by going thrifting that I use to finish my objects. Did I say happy 2024? I might have, I don't know. I've got my halo above my head again. There's not a good blank wall here. There's just stuff all over. And so I thought instead you will get the sunset going down. Sun going down, I guess that would be more likely. I filmed all of my 2023 finishes in video, Lost in Floss video 101, and received lots of amazing comments from people. As I mentioned, I kind of am ramped up on doing my own finishing now, for the most part. I mean, I always did pillows and stuff like that, but I think last year I only took one piece in Christmas Garden to be professionally framed, if I recall correctly. But, you know, that might not be the case. No, I'm pretty sure. So today is Sunday, January 21st, the day after the sad Packer loss to the 49ers. Yeah, it was kind of our unbelievable season that kind of surprised everyone. And the sad part was, I was expecting us to get blown out, but I think we really could have won it. But anyways, we didn't, and we got used to thinking about the next year for probably the last 12 or so. So I guess that's where we're going to be this year again. I don't think I talked about the holidays or anything like that in my last video. Kept it pretty just on track and not much chit chat, but yeah, we had a great holiday. I think we had our little family get together. I was kidding the grandkids that it needs a name because they call their family Amanda's Christmas. And I'm like, and then one of them said, how about Bobby's Christmas? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe we can come up with something better. But anyways, basically the grandkids, our children and their plus ones, and just had an awesome evening. I think we hit the sweet spot of ages. The kids were just so awesome and kind of simplified it this year. Didn't go like really crazy on the number of gifts. Just try to keep it a little simpler. Even dinner was a little bit simpler, although I still hauled out, my Christmas china, and I was gifted years ago by my mom gold flatware, so the table looks fancy no matter what you put on it. And at the end of the meal, sitting with our granddaughter who is 10, and she was just looking around and she said to me, I feel like I'm in a holiday movie. And that it warmed my heart. It's the memories that you create. It's not the gifts you give. It's those little things about how you make them feel and the experience, and just was a great holiday until the day after Christmas, when I got the whopper of all colds and I was sick. Just like really, it was just a cold, didn't test positive for anything else, but just was down and out for over a week, where I didn't even stitch, which if I don't stitch, I know I'm not feeling well. I mean, I think I read a book and watched some movies, but just mostly did a lot of sleeping, and finally came out of it thanks to, I think the vaporizer is what did the trick, like for getting me to finally sleep through the night and not have the coughing attacks. But it just, it was really, really nice. Christmas Eve, we had the big, my side of the family, all siblings, nibblings, which is nieces and nephews. You can throw that word around if you like. And our daughters, our son-in-law's parents, and my uncle and his son, just a multitude of people. Every year, my son-in-law picks a ethnic theme to go with. This year was German, so I signed up to make rouladen, which I had the recipe from a restaurant in Milwaukee that has since gone out of business, but they're just delicious, time consuming, but really, really good. And then I thought, oh, my mom has an easy recipe for a Blitz tort. And my daughter had sent out a spreadsheet, and it didn't have anything on it. You just were supposed to add your name and what you were bringing under the various categories. So under main course, I added rouladen, and under dessert, I added a Blitz tort with my name. So we're sitting around on the 23rd and talking to my kids about what I needed to make the next day, and happened to mention that I had made the Blitz tort. I didn't make the filling or anything, but I had baked the Blitz tort when I baked the dessert for the 23rd. And one of my kids is like, wait a second, Aunt Mary's bringing a Blitz tort. And I'm like, no, I signed up for a Blitz tort. And so then, of course, they had to prove me wrong, and they pulled up the spreadsheet, and where I had typed in Blitz tort, it now had my sister's name. So not quite sure how that happened. And so they're like, well, text Aunt Mary, she won't have made hers already. And I'm like, no, she'll have made hers already, because she always has her kids over for brunch on Christmas Eve. And I'm like, no, I know she'll have made hers. So text her, oh, pardon me, and responded back that she had made her Blitz tort. So in the end, we had 2 Blitz torts. They were both yummy, and I guess you can never have too much Blitz tort, right? So that was pretty funny. We had Gary the dog visiting us, and he was really much better behaved than I was expecting. I really expected him to create havoc with all my Christmas decorations, but there was only one time that he stole a little chickadee off a bench, and I think the only reason he did that was his squeaky Santa got stuck behind the bench, and it was kind of the same size and red, and I think he dropped it as soon as he realized it wasn't the squeaky Santa. So I was amazed that I was expecting him just to be a terror with everything. thing to the point where I'm like, should I be decorating this much? Because this is just going to be a pain to like be trying to keep him from, you know, running off with Christmas decorations the whole time he's visiting. But that was not the case. So I recovered from my cold, and I found that I was up at odd times. And what do you do in the middle of the night? I don't know if anybody does this, but I did 2 times. I did online ordering. Number 12 Stitch Company. I saw they had some fabrics up, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm gonna purchase those. And they come out from Australia, and it's like I didn't really need them for any set time. And then there was another chart that someone had shown on Instagram, like a Valentine's Day chart, and I'm like, oh, I need that. And so, like, a couple days later, it was like 2 a.m. I can't sleep again. And what am I doing? I'm shopping online. So, I guess being sick and colds and all that can get yourself into trouble. But just finally recovered. Met my sister and sister-in-law. We met our nephew's daughter before she went back to college for lunch, so that was fun. It's in the big family get-togethers. You don't always get to talk to everyone. And then we had a huge snowstorm. It was beautiful, but it was like it snowed one day a couple inches, and then it snowed maybe another foot, and it was that heavy snow, and it clung to the trees but caused havoc in the area. Like, so many people were without power, and even close to us, our lights flickered once or twice. But then I found out my friend who lives just a couple miles away, she didn't have power from Friday till like Sunday afternoon, as was the case with my brother. So that was kind of sad. But then we transitioned that weekend into a giant Packer win against the Dallas Cowboys. Sorry, you Dallas people. But none of us had high hopes for this season with a basically rookie quarterback. And it was awesome to have made it, you know, into the next round, even though we didn't quite get beyond that, but that's how it goes. And there's always next year, which we have been saying for many, many years. But anyways, now we're enjoying some relaxation. The temperatures one morning was minus 22, but today is a balmy 23 degrees out, although it is a bit windy. And staying like it's almost 80 in here. Like some nights, because I'm close to the fire, some nights I have to actually dress lighter because I'm just sweltering being in close proximity. But usually, and for new people, usually I do save this sort of chit chat for the end. So I don't know why I did it in the beginning, but that's usually not what I do, in case you're wondering. Usually I'll say, stick around for chit chat at the end, and then jump right into my WIPs, but I don't know, something happened this time, and that didn't go on. But what I'd like to show you, this is episode 102. I would like to show you, kind of late to the game, there's been a lot of WIP parades and plans for 2024 videos already out there. But as I always say, every parade needs the street sweeper or, you know, the caboose. So that's the role I'm going to take. And a lot of times it's for my own documenting more so than anything else. And after that, I will show you what things that I would like to stitch in 2024. So my first WIP that I hauled out was Prairie Schooler February. And I was pleasantly surprised. I've worked on this a little bit more, and it's mostly filling in the snow at the bottom. But I'm really almost done with this thing. And part of the reason I'm not is I see there's a little, well, I guess you could see better here. There's a little groundhog at the bottom, and then in the one-off box, there's another groundhog, which I think is cute, but I think one groundhog is enough. So I'm thinking about taking one of these other little motifs and switching it out. I don't want it to be Abe or George Washington. I think the cabin is already too close to the other cabins that are showing, which leads me with love or the heart. And I'm leaning towards the heart, but because there really isn't blue anywhere else, not sure if I would do the birds in blue. My other option is I could do the groundhog, leave the groundhog off, and just do the house with snow. But I guess let me know what you think. I mean, maybe it'd just be easiest to switch or stitch two groundhogs and not be so like crazy about trying to think what you should do. I have worked on a Teresa Kogut chart, Green Coat Santa, and this was gifted to me midstream by Margot from my stitch group. And I am just having the best time with this. I think she didn't like the fabric, how it felt to stitch on it, but and I have no idea what it is, but I have really enjoyed this so far, and I think it's very possible that I could have them done for Christmas this year. But it kind of reminds me of stitching on Prairie Schoolers. There's a lot of blocks of color, DMC, and it's easy stitching. This is a new one that I started. I bought this at Farm Girl Dry Goods Retreat when Beth Twist Heartstring Samplery was the guest designer. And it's both a cross stitch chart and punch needle. But since I don't do punch needle, I'm doing the cross stitch. And I decided when we had the big snowstorm where everything stopped for a while, that it would be a great way to commemorate the snow and always make me remember that if I started this one kind of as a tribute to the snowstorm. And it's a little one, but it's full coverage. And so this is another one that's just kind of fun to stitch on. But it's going to take me a little while. I'm not sure that I will be able to get this done this winter. If not, what I do in my sewing room, I have a bookcase, and if a chart gets to be out of season and I don't feel like stitching on it anymore, I'll put it on the right side, and then as I move through the year, I pull out the seasonal ones from the left as I hit those holidays or seasons, and it kind of keeps me working on most of them, at least for a while. Then I was pleasantly surprised when I opened up this for my friend Blackbird design book last year, and a heart fell out that I had been stitching on. And I think what the problem was, I was off in the count, but I just made it work. And yeah, if you look at it too closely, you can very easily tell what the issue is, but and then I selected another one, and these are just motifs from this larger piece called Love One Another. And so I'm just grabbing some of the motifs from that, and I'm stitching with X Jude Marishka's Red. So I did that one, and then I did this other little one, and I want to do a couple more, just all monotone, and I have a really cute finish I'm thinking of, so hopefully I'll have that done for next video, and it'll be something fun that's a little bit different. But there's so many pretty things in this book. Like, I love this stocking. I used to not be into stockings for anything but Christmas, but the more I see them done, the more I like them. So that would be, it's a kind of a quick one, and yeah, I don't know if that'll get done or not. One of my WIPs that has been languishing is the Scarlet House Colonial Blooms. And that's because I am stitching it on 32 count, picture this plus dusk. And I really do not like stitching on dark fabrics. Many of you can relate. I know there's mistakes in this one, but I should just wait for a sunny day and finish this up, because I don't really have all that much more to do on it. Some, but not too much. So another thing, stop the floss. This is kind of, well, it's somewhat wool applique, but somewhat just cheating. But these are the Snow Days bowl fillers from All Through the Night. And what it is it's printed fabric that has the designs and some of the details on. And then you just add some, like, fuse some wool onto it and add some specialty stitches, and they look much more like, you know, they're all like you made the whole thing. So I was since I had started the other cross stitch for the snowstorm, I'm like, well, let's continue on the theme and go with Snow Days. Because I was crazed to get these, and then when I got them, I didn't do anything with them. And I kind of hate that. If I want something so bad, I feel like I should then work on it. So anyways, I hauled them out day 2 of the snowstorm, and I started working on them. And they're really cute. I'm going to just make them into little pillows. I think that's one of my favorite ones. Here's the top hat guy. And then we have an ice skate. Oh. And snow. And this one I need to add, they tell you to sew on beads to make it look like no, that's this one. Beads to make it look like snow. I might just add some French knots. I haven't decided yet, but I love how he's looking up at the sky. And then this peppermint snow caddy is the last one. But getting close to being complete with those, and I'm just going to make them into little pillows with some snowball trim around the outside. And then last year I had completed 2 designs from this White Christmas, The Colors of Christmas. This is by the Little Stitcher, and I did the snowflakes and the skates. So this year I decided to stitch the snowman, and I wasn't going to stitch the reindeer, but he's kind of calling to me, so I might. Plus I have enough fabric left. And this is one that it only has like 4 colors, but I'm missing one of them, so I can't finish it up. Plus I made some counting errors, but I think he looks just fine, and I'm not going to worry about it. On little seasonal pieces, it's like, it really doesn't matter if it's a little bit off. Like, you're the only one who's really going to notice that. Then I worked on this a little bit again. Merry Noel Sampler Santa Cinnamon Stick 26 by Homespun Elegance. I'm stitching this on 36 count Lakeside Light Exemplar. I started this one a year ago at Christmas time when I had my 12 Starts Christmas, which is crazy. I don't know why I did that, but I guess I had so many things that I wanted to start, and I did get some of them done. I never counted up, but I bet you I got close to half done, the ones that are smaller. But I'm getting Santa's in there at least. And I forgot I was going to use Whisper for his beard, but I don't think that's going to happen now because I have half of it stitched. So it's just how it goes. And I was totally like encouraged when I'm watching some of these WIP parade people have. They have like 50 humongous WIPs, not like little pillows or whatever, but like 50 or more major pieces. And it's like, holy cow. I don't know. Yeah. I think to begin with, I'm getting better about proactively finishing as I go along. I never want to be in the situation that I was like 4 years ago when I had oodles of fully finished stitch pieces that needed to be finished. So anyways, that's my little like you rah-rah cheerleading for you to don't just leave those pieces, like do something with them so they're usable and they don't pile up. You stitched them because you love them. And, you know, it is about the act of stitching, but it's also about, I mean, how awesome if someone could just take that box and finish everything for you, wouldn't you be thrilled to, like, have all those pieces to display or gift? And, you know, you can be that person. Don't wait for it to magically have a finishing fairy show up, because that's not going to happen. Christmas in My Heart, 1843 by Samplers Not Forgotten. I got this as a kit at Country Sampler, and I love this one so much. When I saw it, I'm stitching this on 36 count baked clay. And people, I'm so excited because look it, I really have almost a house. Whoops. I guess we'll go like this. And I did not iron anything because, I don't know. The more I think about it, it's like, is it really good to iron that often? And I'll iron it when I'm done. So I think this is really achievable by next Christmas. Because the trees will go fast, the vine, it's not like it's, if you're one off, one here and there, it's any big deal. So I think I can safely say I'll get this one done for next Christmas. And this is my cute little bag that Linda from our Stitch group made for me. And it had my Christmas fabric of the year. She used it on the back. So I did watch a tutorial again because I'm like, I really need to make some bags. I mean, it sure does not look like anything too complicated. We still have more WIPs. Some of these I really didn't get too far on. But, oh, and this is one of Leanne's WIPs. I don't really have very many of hers left. But this is the Pinky, Pledge Allegiance 1892. And it's just rustic and really, really pretty. And I would think this one will go very fast. Well, who am I to say? She does have a start on it. But I think I will haul that out this year. Oh no, I hope. Oh no. This is, I thought I lost the floss, but I did not. She's stitching this on Olive Leaf by Dixie Sampler, 32 count. So I think it's going to be a big enough piece, but totally within my realm. Then another Teresa Kogut, and this one got me because it was from early on, one of her early charts. It's American Primitives. And I decided to make it easier to stitch it on Aztec Red 36 count. And I'm not doing any of the half stitches. So you would think I'd just be going to town on this. But I worked on it last year and I figured out I didn't want like a bunny on a skateboard or whatever. And, like I thought there was multiple flags on this one side. Well, it turned out it was like a barn with a flag. So I think if I just get this out, and I'm not, let's see, I'm not doing the, I decided I'm not doing the sheep, and I'm not doing that rabbit on a skateboard. Because why would a rabbit be on a skateboard? I don't know. Would a rabbit be on a skateboard? I don't know. And I'm going to do America instead of American Primitives. And I don't think, I'm not doing the checkerboard at the bottom. So it will probably look totally different, but I think it'll be cute regardless. So I would like to get that one done this year and out of my stash. This is one that's giving me fits. It is With by Needle and Threads Spring Fling, which when I saw this, I just had to have it. And I'm stitching it on 32 count weeks dye work blush, which I wine dyed to make it this really pretty color. But I'm so off on this thing. Every time I try to work on it, I don't enjoy working on it. And, you know, it's cute, but it's definitely not something I'd pick out again. And I was like looking at it thinking, could I just like, I don't know, maybe I'll just finish the rabbit. And there's still a lot of stitching in there. And not do all the flowers and not do the bird. I don't know. I think I either have to do something with it this year or concede that I'm probably not going to finish it because I'm not enjoying it. And there's really only 2 of my WIPs that I can say that about. And I don't think I brought the other one because it's a Halloween cat, which I've showed numerous times before. Oh, it's hard to, like, when you have a bunch stuffed in there. This one I won't even show because I won't take out the fabric, but Teresa Kogut did the first couple stitches for me on Remember Me. And so that is barely started, but I still consider it a WIP. And let's see. Oh, this was one that I kept looking at after when I was at Country Sampler last time before Christmas. It's Hobby House Press Dasher and Dancer, and I love this so much. And Country Sampler's conversion, instead of being red, they did it in kind of a greenish color. And I'm stitching this on a piece of Michelle Farm Goods 40 count linen in the color of Ironstone, which I just love. And this I could just keep working on all the time. It's, you get in the groove and it's just really, really a fun stitch. And I think, you know, I definitely would like to get the alphabet, the band under it, and maybe the little alphabet done this season. But I can see it would be very exciting to get into doing the tree or the reindeer. So you never know what mood is going to strike me, and I'll be having this out and just working on it more and more and more. Oh, let's not bring up the stocking, but we have to. So this is one, and I really need to get moving on this because I hardly have a start in it at all. And I've got like all the gizmos, but this is a gold collection rooftop Santa that I purchased on eBay because I loved it so much and I had to have it. And oh man, look at this tiny little start. Okay, I might work on this tonight for a little while. Because that is embarrassing. I can't even tell what it is. But it must be something like in the middle. Oh, I think it's this part on him right here. Oh, yeah. So let's not bring up the stocking hashtag, but I need to bring it up because I have, let's see, May of next year, so that's like 16 months. So maybe I should divide it into quadrants and, yeah, I don't know. I got to get moving on it though. Then Phoenix Cowles Hall 1834 by Heartstring Samplery. I'm not going to haul this one out either because Beth Twist put the first few stitches in for me at the retreat, and I haven't done anything else on it. So I need to get moving on that. Here's another With Thy Needle and Thread. I'm using Country Sampler's conversion for this, but my original fabric, I did not like how the flowers were showing up. And so then I switched to 42 count antique lace by Number 12 Stitch Company. And it turned out I didn't like how the flowers showed up anymore than how they are. But I decided to just use a white instead. And so they'll show up beautifully. But did I show you the chart? I don't know if I did. This is, every time I see it done up, I think you need to get going on that and have that be in your house. I didn't count up how many finishes I had last year because mine vary so much from smalls to some larges, so it's really hard to say. Gathering the Green Sampler, Stacy Nash Primitives. And that gold house when I saw it stitched up. Just did it for me. This one I haven't really worked on. This is Country Samplers. This kit from Country Sampler. And I've got a nice start on it. I love that gold. It's so beautiful. So I've really got, the structure of the house going up. And then a lot of this shouldn't be, once the house is up, it really should go, it'll go just so quick I can't even believe it, right? No, I wish I could say that. Trying to keep this all organized. My pile in my lap is growing. What else do we have here? Oh, another kit from Country Sampler. Artful Offerings Cranberry Christmas. Sorry, I'm not taking it out of the plastic. And I haven't worked on this because I think I made a mistake. And here's my great little thread keeper thingy from Suzette. Love that. Yeah, I have a good little start, but I don't know that it's right. So one of these days when I feel like problem solving, I'll haul that out. And then this one I was working on for a while. I got this as a kit at Country Sampler as well. It is Plum Street Samplers. It's Happy Morning, the vintage version. I always call this the barn that was remodeled into a house because it looks more like a house. And I have that done and the urn done. So I really should I should get back into doing this. I love that pattern on that structure. You know, just wish I had more time. And, you know, I started a bunch of these all at the same time, so I think that's probably why none of them are done. I also have a very little start on Stacy Nash Primitives Mary Mary Pin Keep. This I'm stitching on 36 count Winter Brew. And I think I'm using DMCs. And I think this was a kit too from Country Sampler, because I see like backing fabric and trim and whatever. And this was one of my 12 starts of Christmas. A year ago at Christmas time. So mostly Mary Mary and not much else. And I should just keep this out and work on it too. I'm not adverse to working on winter right now, just because of, you know, like, I should say more like Christmas, just because it is wintry and it is. So, all right, let's see here. Okay, this one I don't have the chart, but I will insert a picture. This is the one that I was looking at Instagram when I was sick, and someone had this as a finished thing, and I'm like, I had to get it right away. It's Be My Valentine from Sub Rosa, and I bought it as a PDF. And I'm using the Called for Molasses, but I changed my red to Red Rocks. The original color was more rusty. I've showed the Prairie Schooler ones a bunch of times. I'm working on 2011, 1998, 2002, and 2008. That one. 2, 3, 4, and made pretty good progress on this guy with the arc. This guy just has a hat. This guy has a face. Not much else. And this guy has his hat and face and moving on. So those I need to get done for Christmas this year, those 4. And I probably will be starting 2024 one, if they have one. I'm sure they will. And also one more, we're going to be going to Florida. And so my rule is if I go out of state, I start a Prairie Schooler. So this one is Prairie Schooler May. And I also was pleasantly surprised that I had a lot more of it done than I expected. So I really think I should be able to get February and May done this year. And then perhaps start on one of the other ones that I don't have started. I worked, a number of us in our stitch group did the Lasting Friendship sampler by Blackbird Design. And we passed it around, everyone stitched on it, and then there's stuff for us to stitch on at the very end. So this is what I'm talking about. And it was very monochromatic. I'm stitching this 36 count, but what is it? Piece of 36 count Lakeside Linen lentil. And so midstream, I started switching out, as did a number of others in our group, 2 of the colors to make it less monotone and to get a little bit more red and the pinks in. And I think at the time I didn't have strawberry something. And so I used nutmeggy, and that's maybe a little bit more in the peachy. So once I'm done with all of it, I am going to evaluate how I like that nutmeggy color, and I might just pull out a few of those things and see how I like it. R is for rabbit. Prairie Schooler is one that I started, this one right here, I believe last year. And I'm stitching it on a piece of 36 count Lakeside Luna with the called for colors. And I just have a very, very little start. But I love this one. And I don't think it'll be done for spring this year, but I'm going to work on it a little bit now that the season is approaching. I feel like I want to stitch on all things like Christmas, not Christmas, but snow and spring and 4th of July. I've been plugging away on this 1999 Christmas sampler by Carriage House Samplings, and it's on some sort of dark color. I'm using the called for colors, and I did haul this out recently, and I used my light board and my light shining on me, and it was a sunny day, and I did make a little bit of progress, but I just need to keep going on this. I don't like working on the dark, but I just gotta suck it up because I am gonna finish that one. Now, this is the trouble. When I was at the Farm Girl Retreat, someone had stitched these strawberries for the gift exchange, and if I could have kept them, I would have, because they were so darn cute. These are by Riveris, and I don't know what they're called. I don't know. You can look on the site, but maybe Christmas strawberries? I don't have a piece of that dark green, but these are the 3 colors because they're on 32 count, and these are the 3 colors I'm kind of thinking of using. So not as dark green as that one, but I think that probably still would be pretty. Let's see, that is Willow Green. And these are all 32 count. This is Copper Vintage by Lakeside Linens, but it kind of looks more rosy to me. And I'm not sure what this is. And I hope it's 32 count. I'll have to measure, but nice neutral. So I pulled some of the threads for that, and I would like to get going on that. And then I am just like crazed with wanting to do Valentine's stitching. I don't know why. I don't know why. But, well, I have this one little finish that I want to do. And I have this old magazine with these, which I wouldn't do them like that, but I'm thinking maybe I would do something similar. Then this is a freebie, a token of love, a Valentine Quaker pattern, Mill on the Floss samplers. And I love it on this red with the cream. So I have like what I consider Valentine-y colors. This is Sanguine 36 count. This would be pretty with like red pear floss. This is 28 count Lakeside Vintage Exemplar. This is a piece of 36 count Fiber on a Whim Persimmon. There's really like darker modeling in there that I didn't notice before this. And this is a piece of 40 count Weeks Red Pear. This is the one I love. Love that color. And I thought, you know, with like a off-white color icing type floss, I think that would be gorgeous. So you need to get moving on some of this stuff. Those are definitely going to be some starts. And then I bought this book just for the one chart in here. That's this one. So I could see that red pear into it like as a little like heart that you could tie on a doorknob. Isn't that sweet? Yeah. So this is from Better Homes and Gardens, America's Best Cross Stitch. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I even liked in this book. You know, there's things that they're old, but you could probably morph them into things that are more timely. I guess we have samplers and, you know, nothing that I like better than some of the things I already have. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry you can't see what I'm looking at, but I think that was the main thing that I bought it for. Because when I look at everything else, it's kind of not sure I would want to do that. So that one looks simple enough that I might start that soon. And then I keep my charts in these binders so that way I can flip through. And I always wanted to do Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting's Dorothy May Spring House. And these I will show you because they're freebies. I also like Mill on the Floss samplers, a Quaker Valentine. And hands-on design, she's got a lot of cute ones that I haven't done. And these would go so fast. Be Mine. And this is Nerd and Camber, A Merry Little Valentine. I think this is another, this is a Scarlet House one. The Love one, and this is so cute. And at the time it seemed complicated to me, but you know, a couple years of stitching more under your belt and it's like, oh, no biggie. Here's another hands-on design one. Some of these look so tiny. Oh, I love this one too. Love is Kind. I tried, like one day I tried to just print up a couple of the freebie things I had pinned because I feel like if you don't do it that way, yeah. This is Grateful Hearts by For My Boys and Norton Crafts. Must have gotten that like at a stitch shop. You know, there's some bigger things that I don't want to spend that much time on. I have Lizzie Kate Be My Valentine. Oh, this one I had stitched the heart, which I love, but the big piece too is so beautiful. Let's look at the specs on that, because perhaps I might start that. So it just maybe has, they stitched it on 36 count ale by Picture This Plus. And it's really not a huge one. It's 7 5/8 by 9 7/8. So almost 8 by 10, which would be nice if it fits in an 8 by 10 frame. And if you stitched it on 40 count, it definitely would. There's really not that many colors. They're done in weeks: bright leaf, dolphin, fawn, gold, moss, and red rocks. So like 6 different colors. If I have some piece of fabric close to that, I might start that, because you know, I wouldn't get it done this year, but I know I've been wanting to start that. There's some Easter things in here that, really getting away from like Easter stitching. And let's see. Oh, this I really think is cute. And that would be cute for spring. This is from Cross Stitch Magazine, November, December 1989. So perhaps, but those are more up in the air. Now, these are some of my ones that I definitely am doing. This is a finished wool quilt piece that I bought at Primitive Gatherings. It's a kit. And so I thought I would like take that out and see just what it's going to involve. And then I started kitting up Stars and Stripes by Plum Street Samplers and Shakespeare Peddlers. I loved these when I saw them. Lots of colors, but oh so cute. I did one of these pieces, and I thought maybe I would do the robin this year. I did the rabbit with the carrot and the backpack. So, let's see, where's the robin? Am I showing you the right thing? Oh, duh, up here. He's kind of glarish. So, and then I definitely want to start on Blackbird Designs Summer's Souvenir. I've got this kitted up with my working copies. But this one I just loved. And I finished up most my patriotic stitching, so I feel like I can treat myself to another start. And I have a piece of 36 count vintage exemplar by Lakeside Linens. And I think that would be beautiful. It kind of, I don't know what the call for color is, but I think that would be really pretty for that. So we will we will be starting on that one. And then January 1st, I was supposed to start on, oh, no, not that one. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Scarlet House Smith sampler. But unfortunately, that was when I was sick. And so I could have cared less about starting anything on January 1st. So I need to get started on this. This will be more than a year. But, and I can't remember what this is. Oh, it's a piece of something. It's pretty, but I'm not sure. Oh, here it is. It is a piece of lentil. 40 count. So I think, like, I can't do this like you people do, but I think these colors should be pretty good on that. So I did buy the called for silks over a period of time, and yeah, hopefully I'll get to that. The other Scarlet House I want to start on is A Changed World. I just love this one so much. It's kitted up in silks. I'm really not sure yet. Oh. I guess I have the conversion from Country Sampler. Oh. I think all I need is some fabric. So that's what's stopping me. And this is one, like some things you just, I don't know, you're going gangbusters, and this was when I was doing all my series. And so this is Little House Needleworks. These are the 4 band samplers for the different seasons. So I did winter, which I loved. Love that. Had it in a frame. It got knocked off the wall. And then I stitched autumn. And I stitched summer. And some of these, let's see. I'm just looking. I think autumn I might have stitched on a bigger count because it is, let's see. It's just a little bit bigger. Not too bad. But that leaves me to stitch spring. And I have an idea of what finish I want to do, but I really am not sure how it's going to work. So I guess I won't talk too much about that until I get the last one done. And I should just do it, and then that'll be another series finished. And we all know I'm a recovering serial series stitcher, and so yeah, that's not happening. I've got a really cute way to finish this, but I tried stitching. This is Winter Silhouette by Diane Arthur, and it's so cute when you see it done. But I made the mistake of thinking it would be pretty on this Snow on Aqua 36 count, and as you can see, or maybe you can't see, it does not show up at all right there. So I either have to get something darker or tea dye it, or originally this Raise the Roof Christmas design, Christmas Land, was the one I was going to stitch on that, which those colors would show up. But I have something specific in mind for the finish, and so I don't know if I should just go with a darker blue and white and keep it simple. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I want to start the Retreat Project by Beth Twist. Heartstring Samplery. I'm not going to take this all out, but so I have that all ready to go here. I have a Heart Remembers book out. You know, there's just so many pretty things in there. I love this, Where My Heart Blooms. That might be a start this year. Lots of other pretty things. Then from Sweet Land of Liberty, I've done quite a few of the things. Someone did this in slightly different colors, and I loved it so much. I mean, I like it in these colors, but so I'm thinking about maybe working on that one. And this I definitely want to start. It's a Brenda Gervais Stars and Stripes. And I also bought at Stitchville a while ago, Chessie and Me Love Liberty. That looks pretty. Well, you know, Chessie and Me, usually they have the specialty stitches. From Me to Thee, another one from the Blackbird Designs. That's a possibility. And this one, Carriage House Samplings, Americana. I really do like this. But I think I would do it definitely not on such a yellowy color. But wouldn't that be pretty on something more primitive and rustic? I bought this Sub Rosa design, but I don't think I have a picture. All I have is the, I'll just go really quick, PDF. So I'd like to do that. I found this Blackbird Design Stars and Stripes. It could be cute for patriotic stitching. And then these are Itty Bitty Stars and Stripes. And I thought of these more as little pin pillows. And this is by Twisted Threads. And, so, you know how I was only going to do the one gingerbread ornament? Well, it's so darn cute. And I'm like, I have the fabric, I have all the flosses. So I will be starting on the second one, which these pictures are really hard to see. But I did the one of them, and I will do the other one. The one lower in the picture is the one I'm going to be doing. And it's on that bright red. Same colors, so it'll be a cute little set. And I almost got this one out when it was snowing. But then I'm like, what are you, crazy? To begin with, I love the stitch on the black, but I have to get my other black pieces done if I would be crazy enough to do that. Otherwise, I would just like this little one. And to make it less, well, it's called Winter Comes, but like having the holly on it makes it a little more Christmassy to me. So I think instead of doing the holly, I would just like put more pine cones around and just have it be just the winter. Or, you know, now that I'm looking at it, the border from the big one is like snowflakes and evergreen and pine cones. So I could maybe do the snowflakes instead. Have a drum I'm making that didn't turn quite out like I thought it was good enough, and then I'm like, no, I really don't like how this turned out, and so I'm going to take the bottom off and redo it. I think what it was the whoopsie. Caught that with my foot. The bottom circle was just a little bit too big, and I tried to make it work, and then I thought, what would Vanna do? Vanna would take that off and she would fix it. And you have the skills, so you just do the same thing. Can you see the sunset? Oh, it's just a little bit. I have to put a picture in from the sunset the other night. It was just so stupendous, that unbelievable. So anyways, during the cold, snowy spell, we were supposed to have our Stitch Group Christmas party, and it wasn't even going to be 0 that day. And people have to drive from a ways, and I sent out an email, and I'm like, you know, I don't know if this is worth people taking a chance, you know, to go somewhere that you don't really have to go. I mean, you're all disappointed, but and so we decided as a group to wait and do our exchange in February. So, I mean, that's kind of crazy. It seems like Christmas is a long time ago, but I can celebrate Christmas anytime. But, yeah. So we will be having our Christmas party in a couple weeks, and I had even finished my gift, and then I'm like, you know, it gave me time to think about the add-on. So I still need to do that part, but, you know, I have time. I always say I never had a term paper written in college before the night before. I had started on them, but I never had one totally done before the night before. And, you know, that was in the days of typewriters, people. You know how hard that is compared to how they can whip things up nowadays, and just, you know, all the copying and pasting, and don't even get me started. Now I sound like a really old lady. But, yeah, I guess just lots of crafting coming up, and I do want to get started on some kind of a quilty object just to keep me moving in those directions, and we'll see. I think basically my plans for 2024, oh, here, one of them was the bowl fillers, which I almost have done, so I'm really doing well. I probably added to this list too, and I need to go through and make sure that I have all my WIPs documented. But so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23, and I'm sure I have at least 23, right? Let's be realistic. But a lot of them aren't going to take a lot to get done. So I kind of feel like, you know, it's like I remember reading these articles because I used to have to put financial things on our website, and they'd be about, getting out of debt and what approach you should take. And some of them was, pay off the bills that you have the least on, because it gives you a feeling of satisfaction and you're making progress and you have less to look at. And that's kind of the approach I think I really need to take with my WIPs. Like the things that, maybe only require a couple days of stitching on, maybe just clear those out and get some of those old things out of here. And really, my oldest are probably 5 years old. So, it's not like they're vintage. But so that's kind of the approach I'm going to take, and we'll see how well I do with that. But got to start somewhere, right? If I was monogamous in stitching, it'd be kind of boring. I wouldn't have gone an hour and a half. Let's just say it that way. But I hope you're all off to a good start and are getting lots of things done. Oh, I wanted to mention, I will do the walnut crystal tutorial. I need to find something that I can stitch quick or that's midstream that I can use that technique on. So we'll figure that out. But I'm kind of excited because I was working in my craft room, cleaning up there on one of the snowy days. It led me to commingle my freezer paper with my heat and bond, which then when I was doing the bowl fillers didn't go well because I thought I was using heat and bond. I was using the freezer paper, and I'm like, why isn't this sticking? And, it would stick pretty good, but then when I tried to iron it on, it wouldn't stick. I'm like, what the heck? And honestly, it took me about 10 minutes before I'm like, oh, I bet you anything that isn't heat and bond, it's SF1, or it's freezer paper. So once I figured that out, and then I had already cut the shapes out, so it made it a little trickier, but that's how it goes. So I want to keep working on the wool applique because I feel like the more you do of that, the easier it gets. I have a little fence that I have a cute little snowman on, and I was going to try and see if I could figure out something heart or Valentine-y related that I could make to put on that. And then maybe some of the other seasons, like I'd like a spring one and maybe a patriotic fall snowman. I don't necessarily need it out at Christmas, so I guess I'm trying to get more of a winter repertoire, a winter collection, because you have so much for Christmas and then you put that all away, and then it's kind of like, like I like to have a few other things so that it doesn't look so blah and empty. So organizing some of that stuff, and it's still a work in progress in that room, as is everywhere. I don't know. I tend to like to create more than organize, but you just don't know. I mean, every once in a while I'll like rip apart a drawer, or like I emptied all the drawers and under the cabinets in what we call the kids' bathroom, but it's essentially the bathroom I use to get ready. And, it's like you come across things like hot curlers, like I probably haven't used hot curlers in, I don't know, like 15 years, 20 years, I don't know. So, you know, things like that it's like, oh, this is an easy decision. And I just was in the mood to like toss, you know, you have all old lotions, and try to keep in mind, like, look at it as a stranger would, and just, you know, even though it's wasteful, if you aren't going to use it, just get rid of it. So that's my goal for 2024. I'm amazed at people who have all these, you know, very strict goals and spreadsheets and plans of attack, and I'm like, that reminds me too much of my working days. I just want to be, you know, free form, flow, just relax as to my approach to my stitching and other craft journeys, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's not a job. It's not life or death if I get this done. The majority of the things I'm creating for myself, and so what does it matter if it's done this year or next year, other than the stocking? The stocking I need to get done. So, yeah, that's about all I have for you guys. I don't know. It's winter, and it's great for crafting, and, you know, like, not much else going on. So I guess, you know, I can already tell the days are getting longer, and I love that, because it's like, okay, you know, it's not 3:30 and the skies are getting dark. So that's awesome. All right. So that's ramble time. We had ramble in the beginning, we had ramble at the end, but that's okay. And so if you have any questions for me, just let me know, and I will try to answer them. Once again, thank you for watching my finish parade from last year. I always have fun and am amazed at what I can not, and it's not just stitching, it's finishing the stitches into usable items. But when I see some of the videos you people put out and what you have, I'm like, how could you not have that up on your wall? They're beautiful pieces. You've spent hours and hours creating them. Just figure out a way to get them done, please. And that's coming from someone who did not like to finish in the beginning. But now it's just, I kind of look at it like, finish stitching, turn it into something else. Because I never want to have that pile of stuff that makes me kind of frantic as to what I'm going to do with it. And, you know, really, you're not going to know what to do with it anymore 2 months from now than if you sit now and start to brainstorm and, you know, just leave it out so you look at it so it's top of mind. Now I feel like I'm lecturing. You can do what you want. You know, what do I care? I'm responsible for my pieces, and you are responsible for yours, and that's just fine. And if you want to have 300 things in your box for someday, what do I care? And I don't want to make you feel guilty. You know, like, so just forget all the things I just said, and just relax and enjoy your stitching or whatever you like to do. So that's about it. As I mentioned, I've got a great finish for those little Valentine pieces. At least I think it's been great. So I'll try to come back maybe early February sometime once I get that done. And in the meantime, please continue to fill the world with love, and stay warm, and have a great stitching month.